Morning, Trainiacs. A very typical, atypical kind of workout based off of the new training plan that I've laid out with periodized weeks and rest days and things such as that. This is how it's going to be on the weekends. You know what? I think I'm going to share with you how those weeks lay out. Probably a lot easier than you think. Whew. That was an hour and 10-minute swim going 3,400 meters, somewhere around 3,800 yards. And the run, actually the longest run that I've done probably since Austin HALF-IRONMAN, 57-ish minutes, 11K. Of all hills, quality. Let's save ourselves some jibber jabber and just get into what you came for. The HALF-IRONMAN training plan. All right, so let's get into what I've designed on the old iPad, sketched out for you. And let's start by talking about what we have to accomplish with triathlon training. When you're training for triathlon, you need central fitness. You need your heart and lungs to be fit. You need peripheral fitness. That's fitness in your arms and legs for each sport. For swimming, biking, and running, your core and your arms and legs have to be fit enough to endure the distance of the race. So you need peripheral fitness. Spelling is awesome because I have a Canadian education. Thank you very much. We need endurance. We need to be able to do the length of the distance for as long as the distance takes or longer. We want to go fast, Ricky Bobby. And we have to be strong enough to keep our body upright and not start failing and losing technique towards the end of the race. So we need strength. Now, let's set up a week. And we also have to keep in mind that over the course of a training week, we can't just go out and smash ourselves over and over and over. Within the course of a week, we need to have times that we can recover and absorb the training. So in this training week that I've created, there's essentially 2 little blocks within each week. On the weekend, Saturday and Sunday are pretty big. During the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are pretty big. Monday and Friday are reserved for almost like recovery. So what we're going to do is we're going to color code what the workouts are so you can see how it breaks down. Red is hard because there's going to be blood. Green is technique and form. Yellow, recovery. So let's start with the swims. In just about each discipline, and particularly swimming, you don't want any more than 2 days between each session if you're looking to improve your times, like I am. I'm not looking to just finish, I'm looking to improve. So from the Tower 26 program, I'm going to do 2 A swims, really key big swims. We're talking hour 15 to an hour 30 that are really difficult, and 1 B swim, a recovery swim. Next, the bike. It's obviously the biggest portion of the race, encompassing up to about 60% of the time that you're going to be out on the race course, so you want to put a lot of focus on the bike. Let's show you how I set that up. So what I want to do is I want to have that 2-hour ride on Friday and the 3 to 4 hour ride on Sunday to really overload the long endurance bike riding within a few days of each other. That way, when I get onto the race course and I'm shooting for that 2.5 hour ride within 3 days, I've put in basically 2 to 3 times the distance of the race in just a few days. So that 90K race in a HALF-IRONMAN isn't really going to feel difficult at all, but I don't want to go and smash myself constantly. So that's why you only see 1 intense ride. That's the group bike ride that I do that has 4 sprint sections that are building up over the course of about 3 to 7 minutes, all the way up to a full sprint. So that's making me fast. That's increasing my top end without trying to do it every single time. And what I'm doing here that you can see is I'm keeping the intense sessions really intense with that intense short group ride, and I'm keeping the endurance building sessions long and less intense. So when we build endurance, we aren't building intensity. When we're building intensity, we're not building endurance. I'm separating the two. Let's get to the run. This is where a lot of people go wrong. Running is the crackerjack box of where you're going to get injured. If you are going to get injured, odds are it's going to come from running. Now, what I'm trying to do here is back off of the running and increase everything else to make up for it. That means that the running has to be really purposeful. So that's why I've included one brick workout. We've got to have a brick workout in there somewhere, but because the bike ride before it is so intense, we're making that brick run only about 20 minutes and just a nice easy pace. What we're looking to do is accomplish getting our legs used to running off the bike. We're not looking to accomplish going fast or going long. It's just that little bit of running off the bike. On Thursday, we want a fast session. We've got to accomplish speed somewhere in the week. So we're going to do a track session of anywhere around 60 minutes. Because the bike ride earlier in the day is a lot less intense, we're going to be a lot fresher for that track session. And the next day, we're not going to be running on tired legs because it's a recovery day. Saturday, the steady hills that I'm doing there is happening after the main swim, and because I'm tired from the swim, I don't want to go and do a long run. I don't want to go and do a fast run. I just want to be on my feet for a fair bit, and a kind of a hack to get something out of it is to go and do hills. So I'm just doing steady running like I did today at about 5 minutes per kilometer pace, way slower than I will be going in a race, but I'm getting hill workouts, so I'm making my body more durable. Now, strength. This is where things get really important. Okay, now because I'm giving up a bunch of my running, I've got to make sure that I make up for that by holding whatever run pace I start at right until the end. I've got to be able to hold good form. And a big aspect of that is making sure that my body is strong enough to stay upright and not start falling apart. And how I do this is with those steady hill runs and this strength work. So the strength work only takes about 25 to 35 minutes, and it's not like big, massive deadlifts like I was doing all winter. Now that we're close to race season, it's more just activating that little bit of strength and mobility that I've got. So I've got that on Monday and Friday, and what you see is that Monday and Friday, totally yellow. Full-on recovery. It's recovering from the weekend, getting ready for Tuesday to Thursday, or recovering from Tuesday to Thursday and getting ready for the weekend. On Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I have some red in there. I've got some intensity, but it's only in one sport because I want to make sure that I can get a really intense bike, a really intense run, and a really intense swim. The other workouts on those days are more supporting those intense workouts. So now going back to what we wanted to accomplish on the bottom, endurance, we're taking care of that with the really long over-distance bikes. Check. Peripheral fitness, we're doing enough intensity in each discipline in really specific ways to get our arms and legs ready for each discipline. Check. Central fitness, by having a little bit of intensity in each of the disciplines, going up to that top end, pushing our cardiovascular system, we've got that. Speed, we have a fast day in each of them, check, and strength, we are good there. So now here are some of the key aspects of that training week that I haven't talked about at all, and those are for other videos, but it's how do we balance then the strength within a workout and the recovery, the intensity within a workout so that we're not overloading ourselves, but I'm also not shortchanging myself. That training week is about 15 and a half hours total work. You don't need to do that. That's what I've built up to, and something to really keep in mind is it's 15 and a half total hours, but 65% of it is either just a recovery workout, it's a supporting workout, it's a technique workout. So it's not like I'm going out there and smashing myself every single day. What I was doing last year was almost every single workout was really challenging and I just couldn't keep up. I didn't have any recovery. I was pushing too hard, too fast. My easy wasn't easy enough and my fast wasn't hard enough. And I was getting to a race feeling very flat. The idea with this is to go really hard and purposeful 3 days, take a day that's just supporting, go really hard and purposeful 2 days, and then recover from that. And the idea is that if I go through all of these mini cycles and I'm never really giving myself a day where it's like so overwhelmingly intense or a series of days that are so overwhelmingly intense that I can't recover, I'm always going to be fresh, but I'm always going to be just challenging myself enough to make little bits of improvement. So there is a ton that I didn't get into with the details of all that, but that's how I've structured the training week. Why don't you ask your questions below about how and why I've set it up that way and what your questions are about how it's designed and like what is going on within those workouts. Ask them in the comments below. And if you aren't yet subscribed, make sure you're subscribed so that when I start answering those questions in future videos, you see the videos when they come out. And if you are subscribed and you like this video, hit the like button. Oh, and check out the Triathlon Taren podcast. It is the most reviewed triathlon podcast in the world. Don't forget. Is my phone ringing? No, not popular. Later, Trainiacs.